Welcome everyone to this very important yet sad mourning period for our dear beloved 15th Doctor. Taken from us far too soon. It's a very, very sad time. We're here to mourn our beloved hero. But most importantly, I gotta ask, Crispy, what are you wearing?
I'm in my pajamas.
This is a funeral, mate. Look, I have Ncuti Gatwa on my chest, which sounds wild out of context if you're not a video watcher, but he's here. He's chilling on my chest. And you're just in plain grey clothing. Why don't you dress up, mate? Well, what's going on?
It's because I'm too sad. I've been in bed for 2 weeks, and you've just convinced me to get to this funeral now.
Wow.
And I was very sleepy.
Probably more likely that one, isn't it?
Maybe.
Well, at least you're awake now, because we're here to talk about everything we loved about the 15th Doctor's era, even though it's over way too soon. Roll the intro. Hello and welcome back to Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast. My name is Troy, his name is Crispy, and we are the hotline that accepts your calls from anywhere in time and space. And today, much like we said in our intro, it's a day of mourning. It's a sad time.
So sad.
It's not just sad for Doctor Who, it's sad for this podcast. You know, we're reusing call-in ideas already, you know? A year into call-ins and we're already recycling them. But we had to ask again what you thought of the 15th Doctor, because his era's over. After just 2 seasons.
It's crazy. What, a year and a half?
Yeah,
what are we doing?
18 months. As you so heartbreakingly pointed out on our live episode a few weeks ago, he spent less time, or was it someone else in the chat? I don't remember, but he spent less time being the Doctor than he spent leading up to becoming the Doctor after his reveal. There was like a 40-day difference, 580 versus 540 days. It's crazy.
Absolutely mental. Gone from us much too soon, and we'll get into all of that today on Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast.
And we'll try not to cry.
Yeah, it feels surreal, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Have a Doctor gone this soon.
The dust has definitely settled, but it's just kind of like a oh yeah, this is the reality we're living in now. I don't like this. I don't like it at all.
The reality war, mate.
Yeah, it is the reality war. We lost the reality war. We lost it.
Yeah, we lost. We
Billy
might
Piper
win the reality
won
battle.
in the reality war against Ncuti Gatwa.
Yeah, she did. Well, we'll see. Nothing's been said yet. We don't know if she's won.
No, we have no idea. Still nothing. Although I did realise, I mean, thankfully this won't be out of date by the time this podcast comes out, but the next Doctor Who magazine is due this week, and I really wonder what the cover of that is going to look like.
It'll be so funny if it's just like, I don't know. It's just like Verada or something on the front talking about her time on Doctor Who.
I'm going to put money on it now. It's Billy Piper, possibly, like, maybe not in Ncuti's outfit. I doubt that. Probably just her in, like, maybe from, like, the interview they did for Unleashed. And I bet you the quote in the front is, "Oh, hello." Because, like, they're not going to say Billy Piper is the Doctor like every other one where it's like Davidson is the Doctor, Ncuti Gatwa is the Doctor.
I forgot about that. Can you, give context for that for people that don't necessarily know about the Doctor?
So normally, the first issue you get of a new Doctor either being announced or becoming the Doctor, depending on the timing of it, they plaster the cover of the magazine with that person and say this person is the Doctor. But of course, because Billy Piper was not announced as the Doctor at the end of the reality war, if they did that on the magazine, that would feel very much like jumping the shark that they, to a lot of people, have already jumped quite far over. So, is that jumping the shark squared? Get some maths involved?
Whoa. Too much shark, too much square.
It's 7:27 a.m. for Crispy right now. It's too much maths for him.
Way too much maths for the morning. Okay, well, yeah, if she is on the front, I think you and I could safely put some money on that it will not say introducing, the next Doctor. There won't be any mention of the Doctor.
I think it'll be "Oh, hello." I genuinely think "Oh, hello" is going to be on the front.
Quote is 100. Troy, you're so smart.
Let's see. It's Sunday night when we're recording this. Obviously, I'll go out on Tuesday morning for everyone else, and maybe Monday for the patrons. So, make sure you subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/whosedw to get early access to episodes. Crazy times. Nice. We're going to have a Patreon section later, which is exciting. But yeah. So this will go out before the magazine is revealed, I assume. I don't think they normally announce it till... Well, they might do it on a Monday. But either way, we haven't seen it, so we'll find out. But we're going to go through some of your calls today to find out what you thought about the 15th Doctor and or his era, since it has come to an end, which is just a crazy thing to say. I can't quite believe it. And I feel like it's going to be a recurring feeling for a long time. Dust may have settled, but it's still a a strange thing to think. Because, like, on some ways, it's like, oh, we got 2 seasons with him, you know, like, he wasn't like a one and done like Eccleston, but then also there's the idea of, well, he had much shorter seasons, episode-wise. He had barely more time than Eccleston did. And, like, you know, it's crazy.
Hold on a second. Eccleston got, what, 13 episodes?
He did.
Ncuti got what?
18?
18, and then 73 yards he's not in, so let's say 17. Dot and Bubble, let's say that's almost Dr. Light. So let's get rid of 3 there. That's like 15 episodes.
15 Doctor.
Think about it.
It was the plan all along.
It was the plan. It was.
I mean, to be fair, you do have Dr. Light and like David Tennant's run, and people don't count that when they amass his episode.
Yeah, true.
So we could just say 18,
true.
and you could even say 18 and a third if you count the giggle. But I don't think you would.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, because you don't like the catch scene, because you have no whimsy in your soul.
No.
Sorry, that was just way too much of a personal attack.
No, it's fine. I'm getting old. I'm nearing 30.
Aren't we all, mate? I was visiting family this weekend, and I told one of my family members, I was like, oh, I've got this bone at the bottom of my back that just keeps popping whenever I stretch. And I'm like, that's not going to go away, is it? They went, no, that's the start of something. And I was like, great!
That's it. Yeah. No, it's all downhill from here.
If you ever watch the podcast now, if I ever just like kind of stretch like that and hold it for a second, chances are that bone is popping, like as I do that.
Hell yeah.
So enjoy that visual.
Pop it off.
But since you've had a good visual, why don't you have a good audio? Is that a thing? Audio?
What? Audio visual?
Let's listen to a caller. Let's see what people think about 15th Doctor's era. Because you guys called in and gave us your thoughts. So let's take a listen and see what people think. What do you think, Crispy?
Oh, I'd love that. I would absolutely love that.
You'd love that? Oh, well.
Oh, well, that's all right then.
Oh, no. Troy has the soundboard. We're in trouble.
It isn't used enough, so I'm making control of it. So let's start with our first caller, which is Ant Dude. Let's see what he had to say about the 15th Doctor.
Hello, Troy and Crispy. Ant here from Joel's Audience. I loved 15. He cried a bit too much, although that's not saying people can't cry. Don't get me wrong. Let's take a look at 11's reaction to the Pond's departure, for example. That's a much more heavy-hitting scene than any of the scenes of 15 crying. Not because he rarely cried, but because it shows how hard the Doctor took it. And it's a shame that Ncuti never got the chance to face off the Daleks as well. That would have been amazing. Anyway, that's it for me. See ya.
Yeah, the Daleks are the biggest loss, I feel like, out of Ncuti's era.
Yeah, that's so... It is... there's a lot that didn't happen, right? He never got to wear the orange spacesuit, which no one cares in the general public. But I would have loved to have seen him in the orange.
That's a very Doctor Who Twitter opinion. But I
would have loved to have seen it.
If he'd not faced the Cybermen on the Master, I'd have been like, all right, fine. Especially because he did get to face the Rani, so he kind of had the antagonist Time Lord equivalent. So I'm fine with that. And if he'd not met the Cybermen, sure, okay. I mean, Eccleston didn't. Tennant had quite a few episodes. Smith had. If you count Closing Time, which I suppose you kind of have to. He's had 2 full-on Cybermen stories, and then like one showing up in Pandora Opens. Capaldi had quite a few actually, but they were Cybermen and Missy each time. And then Jodie had the trilogy in series 12, and then a little bit in Power of the Doctor. And I think they showed up in Flux at one point. So like most Doctors have encountered them, but purely based on like 9 not encountering them and I think that's the only one I was going to say I'd be alright with it, but then again, yeah, that one's weird, but it's the Daleks that are the big swing for me. It's weird that he never got to face them, especially that infamous quote of his where he's like, I'd be mad, what's the point of being Doctor Who if I'm never going to fight a Dalek?
It'll 70th anniversary, if I really doubt that Russell will be showrunner by the 70th anniversary of Doctor Who, and so I think they'll do another multi-Doctor special, and there will be one big scene and all of us will cheer in the cinema that Ncuti Gatwa will get to face off against the Daleks.
The closest we got was him holding a plunger and asking if it was armed.
And one of the best jokes of the entire era. one of
that's
the
your only
best
Dalek
jokes.
Interaction.
Yeah, that is crazy. I can't believe Ncuti's gone.
We talked about the crying angle as well. I mean, I've already shared my thoughts on this, Crispy. What are your thoughts on the crying?
I mean, yeah, I agree that it would have been more impactful if it was spared. I completely agree, but the idea of this Doctor was to be more emotional, more in tune with their emotions, and they kind of played into that. Maybe I think I would have liked it if they kind of played into it more instead of just sadness. I mean, there was definitely love. This doctor was not afraid to say how much they love someone or get attached to someone. So, I mean, I agree with Ant Dude that, it was probably too much for the impact of the crying to make any difference, but this was an emotional doctor. It was part of their course, so I get it, but Troy, he can't. He's nodding his head and then he's shaking his head.
Just to show that I disagree or agree with you.
I see. Well,
I'm glad your eyes were.
I do think he cried too much. But is it okay that he cried more than any other doctor? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents.
He's a doctor that was much more in touch with his emotions. He's more charismatic, more flirty, for sure. You know?
Oh, yeah.
I watched The Well again at the weekend, and I just loved it when he's talking to the one guard who was a little bit too kind of cocky, and he's like, you know, or don't mind us, babes. He's like, you can't call me babes. Okay, hon. I just love that kind of sassiness. Like, that energy is just so good.
Yeah, but even then, I can see... I would love to see Capaldi with that line. I reckon he could crush that line.
Capaldi going, okay, babes.
Capaldi would crush that line, but it would be...
He'd say that to Nardole.
It would be more ironic, yeah.
Nardole goes, Doctor, you meant to stay with the fault. Okay, hon.
Okay, hon. Okay.
Bill goes, are you two? No, he's just babes. Don't worry about it. He's just babes. He's just babes. That's the equivalent in Lucky Day. If it had been the conversation with Bill instead of Ruby, you know, if he was in the room, he wouldn't be flirting with me, he'd be flirting with Nardole.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, I've said this already. Well, like, the interesting thing with the Doctor is, like, obviously, there are certain elements of different Doctors that will stand out to people and will, like, maybe you can kind of relate to in certain ways, but I've never felt there's been a Doctor I could relate to more than the 15th Doctor. It's kind of points that I've made already, but I'm definitely someone who is, like, a more emotional person. Like, I will get upset over, like, TV shows, games, films more than the average person. Like, I'm much more of a crier. And also, like, his other big thing, as you said, was he gets attached to people easily. And as a point, and I've made so many times this podcast that people are probably sick of me saying it, but, you know, you go back to Rogue and that comment that he makes about Ruby being his best friend, and there was a very common thing when that episode came out, like, he's known her for, like, 6 episodes, and best friend, and I'm just like, no, I've been there. Like, if I've hit it off with someone quick but got very attached to them. I mean, how do you think I ended up talking to this guy here, you know? We did
Discord.
one podcast episode together, and I did not let him go for 2 years, being like, we've got to do a podcast, mate. We've got to do a podcast.
Was that in 2020?
We did the first one in 2020. Then again, it was a year and it was just over a year, I think, until we actually started having serious conversations about it.
It's been a while. It's 2025.
It's been a while. Yeah, the podcast itself's been going for over 3 years, mate. We're old.
My gosh.
And this is where we retire, much like the 15th Doctor.
Just
regeneration energy, boom, the podcast is over.
Hey, like, if I was going to turn it to anyone and it was Billy Piper, I'd be like, yeah, cool. I'm Billy Piper now. I'd start a pop career. I'd have a great time.
Crispy's confession that he has a crush on Billy Piper. This is a confessions booth.
Oh, Doctor Who fan has crush on most popular companion. I don't have a crush. I respect
Bro said
Billy
water
Piper.
is wet in response.
I don't have a crush on Billy Piper.
It's exactly what someone with a crush on Billy Piper would say.
Damn, caught out.
But no, so I very much relate to the Doctor in that sense of, like, he's more in touch with his emotions. He gets attached to people very easily. I kind of saw myself in that, and I guess that's why when people criticizing the crying, I was a bit more against that, because I'm like, no, I'm the same. That is me. You're talking about me. Like, if you hung out with me, you'd realize I cry a lot too. Like, I'm really glad in some ways it wasn't, but I almost wish that my reaction in the cinema had been recorded. Because there's just 40 minutes towards the end of me just non-stop crying. There's a bit where I'm, like, curled up in a ball in my chair, which I didn't even know I could physically do. I'm just like...
Troy, I got, like... The one, like, well of emotion I got was his final line. And I was like, oh, okay, like, this is it. Like, that's it. That's, like, another Doctor gone. And I got, like, kind of flashbacks to, you know, losing Matt Smith and Capaldi and Jodie. And so... that was heavy for me, but I didn't cry throughout the rest of the episode. I don't know. I don't know why.
You did say when he said, I like this face, you were like, oh no, Troy's in trouble.
Yeah. I thought of you rather than like, oh, this doctor's going. Yeah. Which is funny.
See, this is my best friend, Crispy, guys. This is my best friend. He gets me.
That's more telling. Yeah, exactly.
He gets me. But that is true. Because I went into it and I was like thinking, there's a chance he might go, but like, surely not. Like, surely that's not going to happen. And like, as soon as he said that line, like I said, there was that moment where he's riding through the Bone Beast on the hoverbike, which ironically, in hindsight, that was not reshot, so that would have happened in the episode either way. But while that was happening, I was like, this does feel like the culmination of an era. This is, oh no. But as soon as he went, I like this face, gone. It's like I said, Jodie coming back, that was so exciting, but I was so upset over Ncuti saying that I just could not absorb it for the first time round, and even the second time, really. By the third time, I was like, okay, I can enjoy this now, I can absorb it more. But yeah, it was rough. It was rough. Yes. When I rewatching Doctor at the minute, I don't know if we mentioned this last week, we've watched all of Series 1, just starting Series 2. Cannot wait to get to Love and Monsters. Still peak.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best.
It's a great episode.
It's so damn good.
But I do care what our callers say. And next up is Matthias from Croatia.
Hello.
Hey, Crispy. Hey, Troy. It's Matthias from Croatia. So, I think you should probably know what my thoughts on 15 are. I never connected with him in Season 1. Season 2, he got a bit better, but I still think he's like one of my least favorite incarnations. I really like him in the Boom and Boom Well, Lux, and the Interstellar Song Contest, where he got the dark side. But the overall wasn't this big favorite. I also didn't like how he always had a different outfit, like other doctors didn't have that. I also do wish he had more historicals or a companion didn't leave so soon. Yeah, that's what I think. Thanks, guys.
I think a lot of those problems probably tie to there not being enough episodes per season. I think at least 3 of those critiques would have been solved had there been more episodes per run.
Very, very true. I think we just heard some Croatian birds in the background.
Yeah,
as well.
I realised in his call he says, Matthias from Croatia, sorry for bird. And I was like, it can't be that bad. And I'm listening to it like, oh, right, I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
Bird there.
What do we think of the costume situation, Crispy? About him having a different outfit every week, basically?
I think they faltered initially by showing off the Dot and Bubble outfit first.
Yes.
That's the main thing. If they showed off the like the one that you're not the biggest fan of, I quite like the Christmas one.
Has grown on me a lot,
Christmas,
actually, I can
Christmas.
say.
Okay, well there you go. I think that would have been fine because that is Ncuti's iconic look. But I think the fact that it's still in my head, Ncuti's iconic look is the Dot and Bubble one, and he's barely in it. He's barely in the thing. But when I think of Ncuti's Doctor in my head, I think of that costume because they released it as a promo image first before anything, because that was his first day filming on set. But I'm fine. Like, look, this Doctor, there he is. The outfit in Reality War was absolutely peak.
Which is also in Robot Revolution. That's his season 2 outfit, but technically.
I guess, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think that outfit very easily could have been the debut outfit. Like I think that's such a cool outfit. But I'm fine. Like this Doctor was very different to anything we've had before. More emotional. We had the changing of outfit every week, which if any Doctor's going to do it, of course it's Ncuti Gatwa. He can pull off anything. Absolutely. So I'm fine with it, but I do like my one critique would have been release the the Christmas special outfit first and get that set in everyone's mind. Be like, oh, that's his outfit. That's his outfit.
Yeah, I think that would have been good. It definitely would have been good.
They released this image pretty early on, and
nice
that's
coaster,
his
mate.
iconic.
Nice coaster.
Thank you. Yeah, I got it in the UK. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know. I would love to have known if they had chosen that outfit by the time they filmed Dot and Bubble, is my one question to the
I think it was
team.
more just that this is his first look on set. I think that was the nature of it, because that was the first thing he filmed. I guess it must have been before even Church on Ruby Road.
Yeah.
So
before.
it was just kind of like... here's his first outfit, and I'm still one of his best, without a shadow of a doubt.
Oh, it's so good.
I love that outfit. Like, if he'd have had an iconic outfit, I'd have loved for that to have been it, even if we could argue that the leather coat one kind of is. But like the leather coat one, the Christmas one, has grown on me. I really like the Joy to the World variant with the the yellow top and like the kind of more muted sneakers and like the checkered pants. That's really good. I love that variant in particular. But yeah, it's funny. I think I was on record on this podcast saying I didn't love the idea of him not having an iconic outfit and changing every week because I kind of like every Doctor having an iconic look. I've just completely 180'd on that, and I think that's mainly because, like we said, Shooty can pull off anything, and I did kind of relish seeing him just wear so many different outfits throughout the era because he just pulled off everything. Yeah. And I really love that about it.
It would have been cool to see the TARDIS wardrobe, though. I feel like we missed out there, and it's like implied that the TARDIS. We talked about it. That just like shoots. You walk in and it puts clothes on you. You don't have to worry about it. It's like a self-automated system. Even though I don't know if it is. I don't know if it is.
I think it might be. Because especially in The Well, which I rewatched the weekend, as I mentioned, it felt very much like as 15 and Belinda were coming out of the wardrobe, it was kind of like okay, you look good, whatever. Like I feel like if they would have been trying it on and kind of like experimenting on outfits, they would have just been like talking about that in the wardrobe, or maybe because we wouldn't have seen that. They made that scene happen outside, but. I also just feel like, especially because that happened 2 episodes in a row between Lux and The Well, I kind of wish we'd had more of those scenes shot the exact same way with a different needle drop each week. I would have really liked to have seen more of those. We only had
3, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, 3 is it's a substantial percentage of Shooty's run.
And it wouldn't need to be in every episode, don't get me wrong, but I mean, I can't think of something immediately now, in fairness, but, like... I would have loved to have seen a couple of other episodes where they had the wardrobe things. Maybe just the way the episodes are written, it wasn't necessary, but I just love that idea. Again, a problem that could have been solved had the series had more episodes. I said this in season 1, but like the biggest issue I think is just the season was over too soon. And I will say, I don't know how much it'll come up in these calls, but especially doing the rewatch and the lead up to Reality War, season 1 has gone quite a lot higher in my estimations of like rankings of seasons. Like it's up there. I really like that season. Looking back on it now. Which is kind of crazy, because at the time, like, I liked it, thought it was quite cool, but we were kind of like, it's a bit, there's a lot of random vibes going on, and I think it was also because it was the first 8-episode season we'd had. I was like, it's good, but it's not the best season I've ever seen. It's still not the best season I've ever seen now, but I feel a lot more strongly about it. Like, I think things connect better when you binge it. It's kind of how I feel about the latter half of The Walking Dead. Some things work better when you binge them, and I think season 1 of Doctor Who is definitely a case of that.
I just can't do Space Babies, man. I just can't do it.
Oh.
I just can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Space Babies defenders.
Crispy, look.
Your opinion is incorrect.
Wow. Wow.
There you go.
Soundboard alert.
And
Look
you
out.
put that sound on here, so I used your own sound against you.
Hey, that is my voice. That is my voice.
No, I meant that you uploaded it, but...
No, it's my voice.
Where did you get that? What is that even from?
There's a soundboard, app, and I just typed in incorrect, and then that came up, I was like, yep, that'll do.
Oh, well, in that case...
Oh, well, that's all right.
Moving on, should we have our next caller, Crispy?
Yes, please.
Mr. Scarlo, what did you think of the 15th Doctor?
The 15th Doctor. Well, Ncuti Gatwa is great across his 2 series. Favourite moment is... at the end of Lucky Day, talk to Conrad, but his best performance in an episode as a whole is Boom. 73 Hours is my favourite episode of this era. Millie Gibson smashes it. Rada's great companion. My favourite outfit is also his one from Boom, but Joy to the World's a close second outfit-wise. Unfortunately, his ending made me feel nothing, which is a shame.
I think I absorbed everyone else's emotions and just channeled them all out during the finale, and that's why some people didn't feel any emotion.
Yeah, you drained the room like a vampire.
My mum literally said to me afterwards, she was like, I don't think I've ever seen you this upset over anything. And I was like, yeah, it probably makes sense.
So, I don't think I've cried once during a movie called Wonder. It was the saddest thing ever. This man has
no soul. Anyway, that's...
I do.
Yeah, he does. He does.
There's
He's a very lovable
Love on
man.
the Spectrum that made me cry. That's a good one. I don't know. I don't know. I don't cry that much. I don't cry.
Watching Red Archer Live stop uploading as much, I bet that made you really cry.
Weeping.
Angel. Okay, so 2 questions then. 2 questions. First off, favourite Ncuti moment, performance. Second off, it's gone. I forgot what he said. I forgot what he said. What was the other point he made?
He said his favorite episode's 73 yards. Talked about his favorite costume.
Oh yeah, favorite costume. Yeah, well, we kind of talked about costumes, I guess. So that doesn't really. But favorite shooty moment. Like, if there's a 15 moment that stands out to you most, what would you say?
It's annoying. It's annoying because it doesn't really feel like a 15 moment. But I think one of the strongest performances of the entire era was the bit in Boom where the doctors stood on the landmine and Millie's handing that like dead human canister over, and they're discussing whether they should throw it, and they're like, all right, we're going to sing the song, let's get it in a rhythm or whatever. That, like, I loved that, but I think it is purely because it reminded me of 12 and Clara. Like it was like the exact same thing. But I think that's really, really strong. I don't top 15 moment. It's tough. I don't know. I mean, in the reality war, I loved him when he was like flying through London. I was like, yeah, this is sick. This is exactly what I want to get the 15's theme blasting. Like it very much it felt like 2010 Doctor Who for me. That moment, I was like, oh yeah, now we're cooking. What about you, Troy?
It's funny because I was thinking about it a bit, and partially I wanted to say Boom, but also for the moment where Ruby gets shot. The particular performance he gives, and like that kind of like he almost he screams, but not much comes out audibly. There's something there that's just like so good. I also really, really like, and again, it's because rewatching season 1, I really loved the last 10 minutes of Rogue performance wise. Like the pain of realizing that Ruby's gone in inverted commas. Like, how long does a child live for? Long time to suffer. But also, like, you still get that kind of sarcasm-y attitude in the middle of it, where he's like, oh, there's 3 parts to this triform game. Where's the others? Like pointing at them and like, oh, there you go, you're in trouble. I love that kind of energy. It feels almost a bit kind of, I want to say 10th Doctor, but maybe almost 11th Doctor, of like that kind of masking the pain with a joke of that, like, I'm really suffering right now, but I'm going to enjoy making you like pay for this. It's like, oh, I've got you trapped. Oh, whoops. And then you've also got him dealing with Rogue making that sacrifice. Like, there's a lot that happens in those 10 minutes, and Ncuti carries it performance-wise. There's some great performances from Millie and Jonathan, but I am like transfixed to him. He's so good.
Yeah, it's very strong. It is very strong.
But I also agree on
we're never
Lucky
going
Day.
to see Rogue again. We're never going to see Rogue.
I do wonder if they might bring him back. I honestly, I think
I don't
it
think
will
so. There's going to be so many
comes back.
loose strands. Yeah, that's it.
I think if Russell continues, they may try and do something with Rogue dealing with, because he knows the Doctor's a shapeshifter. It will not hit as hard without Ncuti, don't get me wrong, but I think there's something they could do there because he is already aware the Doctor can change faces. But I think if a different showrunner comes in after like whatever they do with Billy or whatever's going on, I think they'll probably not be bothered about picking that up. They'll go, oh, whatever. He's just going to be left to rot in that hell dimension that's apparently sinking into the pit, and he's going to just die.
Yeah, Rogue's dead.
Hunt this bounty, baby. Bye.
Wow, see ya. Wow.
I always preferred Mars anyway. It's a sweet joke for you there.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Thanks, man. It's currently it's nearly 11 p.m. My jokes are running thin.
Hey, that's this podcast.
So true. Should we have another caller?
Yeah.
Let's go out of order, Crispy. We're going to mix it up.
Okay,
And I'm going to ask Mateo what he's got to say.
Nice.
Hey y'all, Mateo here. I'm in line for a concert right now, about to go inside. Quick thoughts, I like 15 a lot, but he's not gone. I'm not in denial. He's not gone. He's coming back after the Christmas special. There will be a Christmas special this year. It's going to be a season 3 next year. 15's not gone. Billy Piper's just here for a few minutes, That's it. Goodbye.
It's the same energy as that one TikTok of the girl at, like, in the Eras tour.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you guys think she'll come back? It's like the stadium's empty. No, she's coming back. She's coming back. That is me right now, though, in fairness.
Is that our first call from a concert? That's cool.
Maybe. If it wasn't Pale Waves, though, why are you telling us?
Hey, there's other cool concerts.
Like who?
ABBA.
The correct answer was Doug Doom.
Oh, I hate that guy. I hate that dude. I hate that.
Next caller, Jeremy
Duggar, don't do
Duncan.
this to me anymore.
Hey Troy, hey Crispy. So of course I'm really sad that the 15th Doctor is gone, but I'm not as sad as I thought I would be. And I think the reason why is because he gave everything he could in every single episode. He cried in almost every episode. He gave a powerhouse performance in every episode, and that's why I think we've seen his range. We've seen his entire range, and he is excellent. He was excellent. I don't know where I'd rank him, but he was wonderful.
Yeah. You might say watching him was an absolute
joy.
Yeah, there you go.
What's that reference?
It's weird, because you get some people who say they didn't get attached to him, and then some people who say they really did, and they thought like he did a lot across the season. I think that partially comes down to just some people being attached to some doctors and other people not being. I think we're just kind of seeing that in tandem. There's a lot of people in the Whittaker era who weren't as keen on Jodie, or the most commonly regurgitated opinion is, "Oh, Jodie was good, but the scripts weren't." Like there are lines that are formed with every Doctor, and I've definitely seen, especially with this season, people kind of making their minds up as to whether Ncuti's their kind of Doctor, and some people love him, some people don't like his Doctor at all. I think it's just typical for this show, right? You always get people in different lines.
Well, I mean, yeah, everyone's going to get attached in different ways, but I felt like this Doctor particularly gave us. I feel like I was going to make an argument there, but then you have Christopher Eccleston, and I wasn't watching Christopher Eccleston when it was live. You didn't watch Christopher Eccleston when it was live, so how do we get attached to Christopher Eccleston at all?
You don't. It's impossible. That's why. It completely is possible. I don't know. I suppose you don't have to watch it live to get attached or not. I think it's more just like we're seeing it more happening in real time with new Doctors, right?
I just think for me, because I started with Matt Smith and got really attached to Smith, and then had
to James Corden. Yeah, we know.
Yeah, and James Corden. Had the entire Capaldi run, and that hit like a train. And then Jodie's, I was really sad at the end. I was actually very sad. That surprised me. That really surprised me. And then with Ncuti, I think the whole surprise regeneration, maybe I didn't trick myself into being like, all right, emotionally prepare yourself. And then it's such a short tenure. It's such a short tenure considering the 3 Doctors that I've watched live, I had for longer than Ncuti, and I came in at the end of Matt Smith's first season.
This is the thing. I think there's a combination, because people said they wanted to surprise regeneration for a long time, and I'm glad we got one, leaks aside. But I will say, I think it's a combination of A, his tenure feeling very short, not just in time, but in episode count, and B, I do wonder if there is an element of, normally we know the Doctor is going, and that gives you time to kind of psych yourself up for a big grand finale where it's going to be quite emotional and whatever. And I wonder if for some people, yourself included, if you haven't got that build up and you're kind of not in that headspace, you're more kind of surprised it's happened rather than emotional about it.
Yeah, I bet. Look, I don't know. We've said it on the podcast a million times before. There's short films that can really get to me. Be like, wow, that was a powerful.
True. But if you're used to a certain way and expect certain things out of one show, and then it does it differently, whereas with a short film, you never know what you're going to get anyway.
True. Yeah, I think that's interesting. Let us know in the comments. Did the surprise regeneration? Okay, no, please, I will read it. Did the surprise regeneration make you feel more emotional, or do you think you would have been more emotional if you knew that Ncuti Gatwa was going to regenerate? I think that's an interesting conversation piece.
Yeah, because I would have normally said knowing he was going would have made it worse, but evidently I don't think I could get much worse. I genuinely think by the end of that night, I had literally run out of tears to cry. I know it sounds like a joke,
flood warning.
But genuinely, I think I said, I don't know if I said it on the live stream or if I said it maybe on the podcast at the week after. No, it was Billy Piper. I didn't say it last week. But there was genuinely a moment where I was making myself a little Discord layout out of that regeneration scene because they uploaded it instantly. And I was just getting really sad watching it. And I was feeling really upset I'd be crying, but no tears were coming out. And I was sitting there thinking, is this genuinely what it's like to have run out of tears? I thought that was a joke. I thought it was a laugh. People it never actually really happened. I'm maybe this is real and I'm experiencing it right now.
Crikey.
I was attached to the 15th Doctor. If you caught on to that by now.
I have. T-shirt is a big giveaway.
It's true. It's true. It's funny, you know. I was at a signing today. I met a YouTuber turned musician, Mr. James Marriott, who was lovely.
You met James Marriott?
Yeah.
What?
You know who that is?
No, I have no idea who that is, Troy.
You really had me there, you evil little. Who's lovely. His new album came out. Really worth listening to. Really recommend. But I was wearing this T-shirt, and like he picked up on it instantly. He was like, "Oh, cool Doctor Who shirt," and I was like, "Oh, what?"
Hey.
And he was like, but he was like, I kind of stopped watching like in the middle of like Capaldi. He's like, "Do you think I should get back into it?" And I'm like, part of me was going to be like, the internet does not love this era as much, Doctor Who Twitter, but I just went, no, I love it, because I do. I was like, I really love this era.
Good.
And one thing I said was, I was like, also, it's not too much to commit to. Like, the seasons are a lot shorter, so like you could binge it fairly easily. And he was like, oh, okay. So if James Marriott tweets that he watched Doctor Who, I get the credit. I get it. Me. But it was funny, because I could have swore I'd heard him mention somewhere that he'd seen it at some point, and I just got this T-shirt and went, I'll wear it. Maybe he'll say something. And then literally one of the first things he said was like, oh, cool shirt. And I was like, British culture, man. We love Doctor Who.
It's British,
you know?
innit?
It's British. It's British, innit? It's British, innit? Crispy, should we take one more caller before we get to our exciting Patreon section?
Yeah.
Well, we have one that's standing out to me here, although he's broken the 30-second rule, but I believe we gave this guy a free pass.
Yes, we did. Come on.
It's Mr. Big Finish himself, Conor McRae, who loves to make his little audio dramas. Although, exciting news. Well, the first bit isn't exciting, but in the call it says, I'm sick, so I didn't yell. I'm glad he's not yelling. I was going to say exciting news that he's sick, but that's not what I meant.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, he does. He's like, where's your TARDIS, Doctor?
What,
where's Belinda?
Yeah.
That's my Conor McRae impression. Everyone, like and subscribe. Conor McRae, what did you think of the 15th Doctor?
Now that Shooty's run is over, we can answer the age-old question that has plagued his entire era. Doctor, where are your kids? Where are your kids? Doctor, name one kid and tell me where they are. Huh? Where's Susan? Actually, where is Susan? Because she was there, we were going to see her, and then now she's not regenerated, and any momentum's just built up that's been gone with that. So, actually, where is Susan this time? Not a joking, where is Susan? Actually, where is Susan? Where's K9? Where's Poppy? Actually, don't know. We know where Poppy is. That's fine. Where are your kids? Where are your kids? Where's Alonzo Frame? Where the flip is Midshipman Alonzo Frame, Doctor?
The war between the land and the sea coming later in 2025.
We'll see. They might have pushed it. They might push it.
I hope not.
I think they... Well, okay. Tinfoil hats on again, everyone.
Oh,
Tinfoil
not again.
hats on. Here we go. If the Disney deal has been renewed, they will push it to next year. If it hasn't, Disney will be like, let's get this out as soon as possible and we can dust our hands of Doctor Who.
Have you heard the rumours regarding the Disney deal?
No.
Okay, good. I won't comment on our podcast, but there's been more leaks about that.
Well, is it from the same guy? Because if it's not from that one guy, I don't listen to it.
I think it is. I've seen loads of YouTubers reporting on it and sharing it and stuff, and I'm like, oh no. Well, I'm not like, oh no, but I'm like, I'm sick of seeing these leaks.
I don't think it's real. I think that there are... Unless it is from that guy. We're not going to share it on here. Unless it is from that guy, then... But, like, people can post anything to Reddit.
True.
Troy, can I...
Yes.
Ooh. Okay, I'm going to let everyone... No, I can't say anything. I can't say anything. Forget about it. Move on. Go to Patreon callers. Go to Patreon callers.
No.
Go to Patreon callers. Where is your daughter, Doctor? Where is your daughter?
To be fair, the Susan thing, as we know, is reshoots. That's because Shooty ended up leaving. Like, she was going to be a cliffhanger. It was going to be a season 3. I hope they managed to do something with that Susan thing, although maybe they won't now. Maybe it was just a cute little nod. Who knows?
Piper saying, "Hey, grandfather."
Hello, granddaughter.
No. Yeah, granddaughter. Oh my word!
Who knows?
What are we doing?
Doctor Who knows.
Exactly.
But I still don't mind the idea of him having a granddaughter and not having his daughter yet. Maybe he's traveling with a granddaughter that he hasn't had yet, that he just is with, like that, like wibbly wobbly timey wimey.
Wasn't that supposed to be Poppy?
Well, yeah, I think the rumor or leak or something was meant to be that Poppy was going to end up being Susan's mom.
I just thought that was always
Susan's daughter. No, yeah, Susan's mom.
As soon as it was established that the Doctor and Belinda had Poppy, and I was like, that's how we're doing Susan now. That's
you could say it was teased in Legendary Ruby Sunday because Kate was like, how can you have a granddaughter but not have a daughter? He's like,
These things happen out of order. And then we had an episode,
Yeah, this is my daughter. Oh, well, now you're going too far.
Yeah. Look. I think...
Don't say tinfoil hats on. Don't say it again.
Tinfoil hats off. Tinfoil hats off. I think Poppy is the Doctor's daughter.
No, that's Jenny, who's now married to David Tennant.
Wow.
Wibbly wobbly.
That's my mum.
No, the phrase isn't wibbly wobbly, that's my mum. It's wibbly wobbly.
Hey, that is a fun saying. Wibbly wobbly, that's my mum.
Oh, I give up. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go to a special segment.
Patreon,
we got
let's
really
go.
cool
Let's
bit
go.
for this. Here's a harp.
Oh. Let me take you back to Patreon.
Yeah, let me take you back to 2 weeks ago, and we should have had this feature and didn't.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us fill you in on something for a moment. If you enjoy this podcast, make sure you subscribe or follow us on audio platforms. You can leave reviews, comments, all that stuff's free. And anyone who supports the podcast for free, however much or little it is, we greatly appreciate you. But some of you have money, and some of you give us that money.
We are
and we love you more than everyone else. No, we're joking. We really appreciate it. And we've said this before, we have a Patreon where there are several tiers you can support us with different rewards, some of which we really have been lacking on. We keep saying we're going to get better, but we're two guys that are up to no good. We started making trouble in our neighbourhood. We're doing some Doctor Who podcasting. We'll get there eventually. We had plans. We're just going to make them happen. But the top tier, we have a very special reward. And that reward is that once a month, usually during the live episodes, the call-ins are exclusive to Patreon members, and they can call in and ask about general things about Doctor Who, ask us questions, or, as Conor McRae started, just make their own audio dramas. It's just been a bit crazy. It's been a bit mad.
Too much. Too much.
And at the end of May, we were going to have them in the live episode for the Reality Wall, but with everything that happened in that episode, we didn't really have the time to start having a Patreon caller section. So we're having these here. These are the May callers, and we'll have the June ones, obviously, at the end of June. I think we've had one or two new patrons sign up after this, or around this time. So next time at the callers, there may already be new people. So exciting times. We'll check into that. If you are one of those people, make sure you link your Patreon and your Discord. Make sure you've done that, because you should show up in the Discord server, and then job done, you can get it all working. And I'll manage that, because I'm the managerial guy. But until then... We've got some callers, Crispy. We've got some people who've given their thoughts, done their audio dramas, done their whatevers. So there are 4 callers we're going to go through, and you could do something like this if you head to patreon.com/whosidw. Crispy, you got numbers 1 through to 4. Pick a number, and we'll start with whoever you pick.
3.
Number 3. It is time for Grace's call for May. Let's see what they have to say.
These are usually crazy.
Hi, boys. Hope you're doing well. I'm so happy to announce that I am done with long multi-part bits. So I want to get back to the roots and ask you... I have a package coming, so that's probably what that knock was. Okay, I'll go check what it is. Crispy, stall for time.
Hey, everyone. This is exactly... I do this like every other week when Troy gets a package.
So it is package, but probably not the one I was expecting. It's pretty small. I wonder what's inside. Okay, well, this looks like a bicycle bell, but there's this, cone-like device at one end. It's also like a rotating set of dials. Okay, well, there's an instruction manual, but it's entirely written in German. Thankfully, I speak German, otherwise this would be useless. Okay. Okay, and then I gotta push here.
Is that Grace closing off the little time loopy thing with the bells?
This is I think it goes back to the start.
They were pointing at the road sign. It was Bell Road
the whole time. Oh my gosh,
crazy.
Well, thank you for that. I enjoy
Big finish.
Wow.
For the love of stories.
Wow. To
Like
select
that,
audio navigation, press enter.
Was that good?
Now. That was good.
To select audio navigation, press enter now. All right, next caller. Let's have 6s and 7s. Let's see what they said for this month. Last month.
With the sad departure of Ncuti Gatwa from televised Who, I thought this would be a good opportunity to start a review series on the 15th Doctor novels so far.
Oh.
If anyone out there isn't ready to let go of 15 just yet, and I know I'm not, these books are a great way to hold on for a few adventures longer. We'll start with Una McCormick's Caged, which asks the question, Are aliens ever abducted by aliens? The Doctor and Ruby arrive on Cavia, where one of the guinea pig-like locals claims to have been taken and studied by jellyfish-like aliens. What follows is an engaging read with some compelling speculation about alien biology and psychology, along with the all-too-relatable tension between fearing the unknown and desiring not to be alone in the universe. The prose is rich and beautifully evocative of a sense of color and aesthetic, and one-off companion Chirichur is a delightful little guinea pig. My only main critique is that I had a bit of a rough time keeping track of all the naming conventions. Overall, splendid read. Solid 8.5 out of 10.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh wow, I love
welcome
that.
to the Who's There book corner.
Yeah, I love that. Troy, you should read some of the 15 books.
Well, I was going to say that, and also I really want to read the Target novelizations. I really want to get into those.
Oh yeah, there's some good stuff.
Yeah, so I might jump in with RTD2 stuff and just see what like some of those are as novelizations. There's been quite a lot of 15th Doctor ones, and I just realised yesterday that there's another batch of 4 coming out like next month.
Yeah,
because they've done them for Church Ruby Road, Space Baby, 73 Yards, and Rogue. And next month they're releasing ones for Empire of Death, but it's like both have parts of the two-parter, Robot Revolution, Lux, and The Well.
Nice.
So that's exciting.
I might buy the 73-yard one.
Yeah, I'd like to read that. It's the Giggle one also for 14th Doctor. Like, Josh Carr recommended that to me a while ago and was like, you got to read that one if you love the Giggle. Like, might just buy all the 60th and 15th Doctor ones and see what they're like. Do some reading.
Boy.
Well, next up, Torchwood 5.
Torchwood 5, look alive.
Hello there, so I'm recording this message for like a millionth time, but hey, that's me. I wanted to say that I think this season was pretty nice, and I agree with Troy that the finale was actually successful. I don't think it's amazing or anything, but I still think it was good. Like, all the stuff with Duranian and Omega were pretty bad. But Ruby was great in this, Doctor was great in this, and I think the emotional stuff really, really worked and really hit me. I'm also very sad to see Ncuti go, but mainly because I didn't really connect with his Doctor, so I think he needed more time. I once said that I think with 8 episode seasons he should have at least 4 seasons to feel like the Doctor for me. But I'm also really excited for Billie Piper, although I would prefer her to be a 16th Doctor for at least a full series, which I know is probably impossible, but I would prefer her to be a new version of the Doctor with her own distinctive characterization different from Rose, and I think this would work. I don't really want to have another 60th anniversary thing here, even if it closes the By Generation story.
Well said. Crispy, there is a moth currently chilling on my wall on Patrick Troughton's face. Would you mind carrying this while I try and smack it?
Okay, this is a good bit. This is great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sorry, I got to deal with this. I don't want it landing on my face while I'm sleeping.
If you want the visuals to this exciting thing...
Oh my... Sorry,
that was very quick. Go and watch the YouTube so you can see that. That was crazy.
It was far less climactic than I thought it was going to be. It just was a very swift... Sorry, I don't normally like killing anything in the house, but I have a problem with moths. If you don't like it... go somewhere else. Sorry, I just can't stand them. I don't like the way they like flutter around my lights and stuff. They horrify me.
Do you get all jumpy?
Very. No, genuinely. Like there was a time not very long ago. My mum was out for a few nights, like with friends or something, and it was like 1 a.m. I was playing like games on my own, and a moth started going round, and I was stood in the middle of my room holding my shoe for 20 minutes, going, "Where is this little swear word emitted? Yeah. Like, where is it?" Trying to chase this thing across my, admittedly, not that big room to begin with. But anyway,
that's
Billie Piper. It's the kind of fear I had, right? I don't want it to be another anniversary thing, but if they spin it as like a Modern Who 20-year anniversary thing, whatever. Like, I'll let it slide if it's a one-off, but it just does feel a bit too anniversary-y.
No, if they're doing a whole numbered incarnation, I don't want it to be for one episode. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, we can't have 14 crazy. Again.
If it's Bad Wolf special, great. Good stuff.
Yeah.
We have a whole episode of that. You can check out last week's.
We do.
Yeah. But thank you, Torchwood 5. Appreciate you.
Thank you very much. And so we finish with Doctor Whovian. I've heard a tiny bit of this, and it has a special guest appearance.
What?
It does. Here we go.
Hello and welcome back to Who's Chris, a Doctor Who podcast. My name is Crispy. His name is...
Whoa, hang on. Sorry, let's stop this right here. Hi, Conor McRae, Mr. Big Finish himself. Dr. Whovian, I just have to say that this format of doing your call-ins, mate, it's just old hat now. Oh, welcome to the Doctor Who podcast. I'm Crispy Pro, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just the same thing. I think we should bring in a couple of rules for any of your future calls. So, number one, you say it's a Doctor Who poop podcast. Where's the actual poop? I mean, like, bring in actual poop. If you're going to say, oh, it's a poop podcast, and then there's no actual poop, what is the point of it being a poop podcast, huh? Secondly, use a few more clips. You know, the show's right there. It's got a bunch of stuff just waiting for you. I mean, you can use Capaldi saying...
Could you just hurry up, please, or I'll hit you with my shoe.
Even get Jodie saying...
I love apple bobbing.
Thirdly, Dr. Whovian, I think you need to be a little bit nicer to Troy. Now, I have always prided myself on being a pure gentleman to Mr. Sir Troy Red Archer Live. I've never said a bad word about him.
Why am I catching straight?
You have lacked that respect in recent years, and that's absolutely unacceptable. Fourthly, don't let me eat pears. I hate pears.
Connor.
Yeah?
I hope you know I'm never letting you on my podcast again.
Did Conor McRae not compare me to a dog at one point? Like, I don't think the respect's always been...
No, that's why there was the clip of why am I catching strays?
Yeah.
That's
that
so
was great.
funny. Wow, well done, class, well done. That was beautiful.
Just, the How I Met Your Mother fan in me just had, like, as soon as he was going, where's the poop? I was just like, where's the poop, Robin?
I don't know that reference.
I hope that someone listening gets that reference.
Great call.
That was great.
Great call.
That was
Thank
great.
you, Dr. Whovian. And Conor
We got
McRae.
double Conor McRae in one episode. Some
Too
say
much.
that's too much.
Too
I think
much.
that's just right.
Way too much.
So if you want to be one of the people to call in with your own very creative call, then make sure that you head to patreon.com/who'sagw and you can get it all set up. If you have any trouble, like I said, connect your Discord to Patreon, drop me a message. I'll explain how it needs to be done. You know, I'll tell you exactly what to do. We can plot against Crispy and he'll never know what's coming.
Hey. That's
B,
rude.
C,
C, D, E.
F, G.
H, I, J, K.
L, M, N.
O.
Thank you everyone for watching episode 162 of Who's There, Doctor Who podcast. You know, it's nice. It's nice it's been a couple of weeks removed. I'm not crying anymore, at least, but I'm still sad that she's era is over. I think it's interesting that, obviously, you know, like I said, the lines in the sand have been drawn. Some people definitely like this Doctor, some didn't. I think there's definitely an argument that had we been in ye olden days of 13 or even 12 or, honestly, even 10 episode seasons, 2 seasons would not have been as bad. Like, it wouldn't have felt like it was over quite so quickly. But 8 episode seasons and then also breaking the 3-season rule, but in the wrong direction, having less than 3 seasons and not more. Like, it is just sad. But I personally think we got a fantastic Doctor out of him. I think Russell T Davies has had some of the best Doctors in his runs. I stand by that.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I miss him already. Bring him back. 70th anniversary. Let's have him back.
He'll be back. He'll be back with bells on. Unless he hates the show.
As well.
Unless he hates
Belinda's?
the show. Belinda's. Oh,
Belinda Chandra's.
Think about it.
If they do it in November, he could wear a poppy.
Oh, nice. Gosh, there's
That's
too
good,
much going on.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you all next week and Who's There Doctor Who podcast, where we talk about something.
Something crazy.
We have plans.
We
You'll see
have
the
everything
topics.
planned out, but yeah, I can't remember what it is.
Yeah. It's too late in the night for me and it's too early in the morning for him. It's
I gotta get to work.
All right, you go work, Crispy. You go work. We'll see you all next time. Until then, it's goodbye from Crispy.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Alan Z, baby.
Alan Z, baby.